Never gets old. Crank it up, man. Woo!
Damn, Missy Mari got me.
Hey there, Ramble Force. Kris Gamble here from the Digital Ramble with another episode. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host in Houston, Texas, JJ Cannon.
What's happening, Gamble? Man, it's good to see you.
I'm back in my van again. I'm out of the park. I'm into the van.
Man, it looks like you got an upgrade.
I know. I've been changing my van every couple of months. I'm trialing different vehicles.
Hey,
I'm going to be upgrading my vehicle soon, so I've been trying out a few different ones. I don't like this one.
you don't like that one. Already you don't like that one.
Already.
Oh, my gosh.
Now I didn't upgrade. I might upgrade near the time to business or first class if budgets allow, but I've booked my flights to CEDIA,
Yay!
to the expo in Denver.
Dude, I'm so excited. This is going to be awesome. You know, we're going to be
Oh, yeah.
creating all kinds of, like last year, you know, you and I, we kind of ran around to different booths that we really enjoyed, that we embrace, you know, and we talk about on the show on a weekly basis. And so I'm super excited to get back out there to Denver. It's like the second week of Denver, September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Digital Ramble is going to be in Denver from the 9th of September until the 14th.
Yeah.
We're going to be in town, on the scene. We're a stone's throw away from the convention center, and we are available. If you've got some news you want to share, you've got products, software, installations, whatever it is you want to share, we can be an outlet for your news at the expo.
Yeah, you know what? But also, we're always talking about making sure, if you don't know, find a home tech pro. And our buddies, you know, throughout the year have been super supportive with this show. And man, we cannot wait to see y'all. And we hope that you are able to make it to the show. If not, tune in, because we're going to be dropping on the regular every day that we're there. I think we're there like Monday through Saturday, man. Ridiculousness. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, look out for some fresh outfits from the Digital Ramble. If you're going to see us at the show, look for our clothing. Come by, grab us, add us to your Instagram story, tag us in your posts, and get on the show. Get involved with some of the content we're going to be creating throughout that whole week.
Yeah, man. This past weekend, I was getting all posered out. I went to the store. We had some major discounts available to us, and man, I'm looking fly. I'm going to be looking fly, Gamble. I actually went and got my hair cut. You know,
Wow.
I got them all cut, and then I got a blazer. It's like this jacket you put on top of another shirt. It's pretty cool. It's a blazer, they call it. It's pretty slick.
Fancy.
Yeah, super fancy. So,
But before that, we've got plenty of other episodes to bring you before we start our coverage. And today we're continuing the $3,000 Smart Home Challenge, and we're up to part 3, moving into 2 new spaces that JJ and myself are going to tackle. So if you want to, JJ, let's get into part 3 of the challenge.
let's do it. Hey, Gamble, like always, I want to say thanks to our digital ramblers out there who are helping us out in Patreon. Thank you, guys. And if you want to help support the show, check us out at patreon.com/Digital Ramble Show. And also take a look at our website, digitalrambleshow.com, because it is awesome. In one location, you can check us out on YouTube, you can check us out on Facebook, or even listen to our podcast. And, you know, if you don't go there, just type in Digital Ramble Show. We're like on 11 different podcast channels. And, golly, our numbers are just through the roof. I mean, I am so excited, Gamble. When we started this, I had no idea how much people were craving the content that we're putting out. You know, that less is more, that silo, the nulls, that nulls the pain of, you know, what technology used to only have to offer in the past. You know, I love that nulls acronym. I mean, nulls is awesome. Nest, Ubiquity, Eero, Logitech, Lutron, Sonos. You know, for us, a Fab 5 is all you really need to really make a home smart, as well as a couple of accessories. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We're not like pigeonholed only into those Fab Five. But, man, that acronym alone, you can't really go wrong. Knowles the Pain, brother.
Sure. And those products and brands have featured in our scenarios that we've tackled in these challenges, and I'm sure they're gonna come up again today, because they're often the most budget friendly products as well. And we've got a budget constraint. We've got $3,000. So let's go in, JJ, to your scenario. You got the $3,000, and you've got to tackle the media rooms or the cinema room. So let's hear what you've got for us.
In these scenarios, we try to make them as real world as possible, and all the ones that we've talked about are pretty real world. I mean, these happen on a regular basis, and so my challenge was, think of a scenario that you had to recall, and the client gave you a $3,000 budget, and this is a funny one. But I was at church. I go to church on Sundays, and one of the church ladies pulled me to the side, and she's like, "Jay, you know what? You hooked us up with this incredible theater, about 6 years ago, and my husband and I, we get in there." And she starts whispering to me. She's like, "We get in there, and we love watching The Walking Dead." And I was okay. And she's like, "But my husband, he wants to improve the picture quality, and I want to improve the sound quality." And I was like, "All right, well, there's a couple of different things that we can do." And she's like, "But Jay, there's a catch. We can't spend a lot of money. We want to definitely improve the room, but we don't want to spend a lot of money." And she's like, "I hear everybody talking about 4K and Dolby Atmos and stuff like that, and I think that's the direction we want to go in." And I was like, "Well, let me go back to the shop. Let me see what I can put together in my portal proposal app and get out for you later on, in the week." Actually, it was Sunday, so we were able to get it out to her real quick on Monday. And so what we did, Gamble, is we looked at the projector first and found a projector that offered her true 4K. And for those that are upgrading an old media room or a media room that's been used and been out for a while, you can't just upgrade one device. It's like there's several things in that string of devices that you got to upgrade. So we start with the projector, and we really are feasting on and no pun intended there, but we're really enjoying the Epson projectors, and we're looking at that Epson Home Cinema 4010, which is a 4K LCD projector with high definition range or high dynamic range HDR. That guy's pretty affordable for that one, and we'll get to the pricing here at the end. And then whenever you upgrade a projector and you have a surround sound room, you also have a surround sound receiver. But their receiver was only Dolby Digital and not Dolby Atmos. And so we looked at upgrading that receiver, and we went with a Yamaha Advantage receiver, which allows her to add those additional channels additional speakers, in the ceiling, so we can have some down firing. They had some really cool tower speakers up front. They had the center channel mounted on the front wall, and then they had some rears that were mounted on the back wall. And so to add that Atmos, we needed some down firing audio. Either, you could do it a couple of different ways, but the way that they had accessibility to was to put some speakers up in the ceiling. And so that's what we chose to do for them with that. And so upgrading the 4K projector means we had to also upgrade the receiver that allows for 4K pass-through, but also we had to do the Dolby Atmos for audio as well. And so that's kind of all in one. And then for the speakers, since they already had Definitive Technology speakers for the surround sound package, we went ahead and added some DefTech speakers for the in-ceiling. We got a pair for them for the in-ceiling. The other thing, they wanted a simpler remote. Back in the day, we provided them with a remote, and it was kind of the programming, just to program it to the new projector and program it to the new surround sound receiver. The investment just to program that was a budget killer just to reprogram it, because we'd have to reprogram the remote, we'd have to reprogram the phone, we had to reprogram the iPad, And it's just the programming alone is a budget killer. And so what we did was we dropped in one of our favorite go-tos, one of our Knowles Fab 5 favorites, that Logitech Harmony, and we used a companion remote, which is a simple, very easy, user-friendly remote that gives you a couple of different options for, watching cable, watching Blu-ray, watching a gaming system. You also instantly, when you program that companion remote, Gamble, well, yeah, but for those that don't know, whenever you program it, it automatically, instantly programs to your wireless device or to your tablet. And that bad boy's cheap. I mean, it's affordable and it works, right? I mean, you can't go wrong if you're using a Logitech Harmony remote. What else? Now, whenever you program or whenever you upgrade, your projector and your receiver, you got your HDMI cables in between. You got to upgrade those guys. You have to have 4K or HDMI cables that will handle that bandwidth and that signal. So, all in all, Gamble, I didn't stay within my $3,000 budget, and I can see, I know, I can see the W, yeah. But I went over and I told her, look, I'm going to do the best that I possibly can. But, trying to meet your needs. And there's some things that we could have come down on, like we could have done a more affordable projector, but it wouldn't have been true 4K. Okay, we could have done a more affordable surround sound receiver, but it wouldn't have had the same amount of punch. And she was all right with that. She's like, Jay, here's what I'd like to invest, but tell me what it really would take to do it right, or, to get our room up and running. So that projector, $2,000. The surround sound receiver is $650. The DefTech in-ceiling speakers, $500 for the pair. Logitech Harmony companion remote, 150 bones. And then also the accessories, materials, and things like that in the mix, some unforeseens, $120. And it'd take my guys about, $700 worth of labor to get it all done, programmed, set up, and calibrated for them, for a grand total $4,120. I know.
Still a heck of a lot of professionally installed technology. And I'm going to be a little bit lenient with you anyway, because you were so far under last week.
Yeah.
That I think you were about $1,000 under last week. So you can have that. And I think we've talked about it before. It was a challenging room. There was a lot of devices and labor as well to make this shift from standard kind of 5.1 standard or high definition projector, to make that shift to Atmos and 4K. It's two big steps. You could have said, well, Kris, I'm just going to do the 4K side of it, or I'm just going to do the audio upgrade and try and schedule in the other work later. You could have done that, but I think it was common sense to still challenge it all and meet the needs of the clients. And if you can justify that extra spend, and you're transparent and cool with the people, and still do it in an efficient manner, and the installation, you're not taking the piss, to be blunt, then I think you can justify that extra cost.
And the other thing, Gamble, is this is a repeat client of ours. And
Sure.
over the years, this system, they've been enjoying this system for years. It's not like they've had to rebuy over the years, not at all. But that relationship that we've built over the years, allows us to be that trusted advisor, as our industry always throws out there, is that whenever we do provide a value add to a client through technology and they call you back, it's because there's that trust. And she wanted to try to spend as least amount of money as possible. $3,000 was the budget that she threw out at me. And I had to come back and tell her, look, it's going to be a little bit more. But because of that relationship that we had built over all those years, she's like, you know what, Jay, go ahead, let's get it done. And so, yeah, I appreciate the little nudge, the give that you gave me from last week, saving the client about 1,200 bones. And this week, I actually added, 11, 20 our $3,000 budget. So yeah, that's what I got for the media room, and hopefully our friends out there, this kind of gets you your ideas turning. All of our listeners and viewers out there gets all your ideas turning on what you can do with maybe your home theater room that needs a little bit of a brush up or something like that. So
Yeah, you can really bring it up to date for that kind of money is attractive. It really is, and it will totally reinvigorate that space in your home where you're enjoying movies, sport, and television.
yeah. So Gamble, you have a scenario that incorporates two rooms, not one, but two. It's like the bathroom, well, the master bedroom and the master bathroom. And so if you got something, let's hear what you put together.
Yeah, so as I've done for the last 2 weeks, I've drawn on installations that we've actually completed, and like all the scenarios we've challenged in this series, we're drawing on our experience of doing this for customers. And for me, it's a common request. A customer wants to have that luxury hotel feel to their bedroom and bathroom. Maybe kids have come along, they're getting less breaks as a couple, less time away where they can just chill out, relax in their, go away and spend time in a hotel together. So if you can recreate a space that's mum and dad's adult space for relaxing, sleeping, pampering, soaking in the tub and making that space a lot more enjoyable. So we had this exact scenario where a customer just wanted, they were redecorating the bedroom, new wallpaper, paint, new beds. They were getting all that kind of stuff done anyway, but they wanted to add a layer of technology that gave them a luxurious feel to the space. So we've tackled it with just 4 brands and looked at 4 key areas that were ripe for a tech refresh. Started with lighting, like I've done on every scenario.
That's
And
an easy one.
unfortunately, if I sound like a broken record, so be it. I've gone for Lutron again. I just can't divert from the heritage and experience and quality of this brand. So we've added 2 Lutron dimmers in the bedroom, 1 dimmer in the bathroom, and that's doing our lighting dimming. We're just fitting that to the existing lighting in the room. We're not adding new lights. We're not doing any rewiring. We're just retrofitting a very powerful lighting product to the rooms. So 3 circuits of dimmable lights. Got a couple of Pico controllers for the bedroom and a Pico scene controller for the bathroom. That takes care of our audio. I'm going to also give the space an audio, that takes care of the lighting. I'm going to give the space an audio boost. So they've got a TV in their bedroom. I'm going to add the Sonos Beam to the TV. And in the bathroom, rather than an in-ceiling speaker and an amplifier, I'm going to use the multi-skilled Sonos One, a moisture-resistant speaker. So it does sit well in the bathroom environment. It's not going to be affected too much by the moisture and steam there. If we position it in the right place and get that cable and connection for power in the right, install it in the right way, we've got a speaker there that's giving us our music. Both those speakers have the built-in voice assistant, so we can ask for radio stations, playlists, request volume levels, play, pause, all those things, but also use it as a voice assistant for the lighting. So now we're starting to join our music system and our lighting system. Staying in the bathroom, a nice touch, which I really like in a bathroom for privacy and accessibility as well. I'm going to put in a motorized blind. So it's the first time I've used this in our challenges. It's not the biggest window, but it's above the sink. It's not the easiest to get to that pool chain. So we're putting in a Lutron wireless motorized blind, no wires needed. It's going to work with the Picos. It's going to work with my voice control. It's going to work with my lighting system. When I leave the bedroom, I can turn off the lights in the bedroom, I can pause the music, and I can close the blind when I'm leaving that space. So motorized blind. I've got a small amount of budget left. I'm going to add beside the bed the Google Nest Home Hub, which is the touchscreen, the one without the camera, slightly cheaper in price. Don't need the camera, just from maybe a privacy point of view, but I'm not going to put in the camera. That's giving me a touch screen where I can ask for weather. I can ask and see YouTube videos. I can watch a little bit of Netflix as I'm catching up with a program while I'm getting changed. I don't know, but that small screen is my alarm clock. It's my interaction with other smart devices in the rest of the house. If I've got a doorbell, if I've got a camera, a pet cam. So it's just that. It could even be that I've got a camera in the nursery and I can check in on the little ones. So price wise, spent around about £500 on lighting. We spent £600 on Sonos devices, plus £50 on some brackets for that. The blind is probably the most expensive item, but it's a small window. It's a price of £700. And then the Google Nest Hub is £159. Budget.
You're way below budget already, brother.
We've got all the installation as well.
I'm like, please stop, because I mean, that's so affordable, but such a killer add-on. I mean, it's ridiculous. And you still have a little bit of labor there. You still got to throw a little bit.
We've got labor, but it's not a huge amount of installation work, really. We're still a day for one engineer, easily.
Yeah.
Easily. One full day. What's that? £400 to £500 for one technician.
You got to drop in the dimmers. You got to measure and order and install the shade. It's you're doing all the Google Hub and voice control.
Can I just say to people listening, a motorized battery-powered Lutron blind, I kid you not, is installed and set up in less than 1 hour.
Yeah.
Less than 1 hour.
And the payoff, man. I mean, the Lutron shades, the battery-powered Lutron shades is like, love them. They're awesome. I'm actually gonna drop a video. It's not the battery-powered Lutron shades, but I'm gonna drop a video just to let everybody know. But man, that is a killer ad for a bedroom and a bathroom right there. So you're talking about dimmers. You're talking about Picos. You're talking about Sonos Beam for the television. Sonos Ones for the bath. Lutron blind, Lutron shade, for the bathroom too. For
and
those
my touchscreen as well.
Yeah, and your Google Hub touchscreen.
Now I'm also hoping that my spaces, I'm being selfish and thinking about my own challenges I've faced in the last 3 parts. I'm trying as well to make them all work nicely with each other, because ultimately we're going to review towards the end of this series the spaces we've created, but the joined up nature of room to room, that the overall message is you can tackle your smart home one room at a time. It's not about the whole house,
Got to do it all at one time. No,
you could do it room by room,
yeah,
service by service, pain point by pain point.
Well, eliminate pain point by pain point, because a lot of people, they like having technology in their house, and we're seeing a lot of takeovers to where, and a lot of pain that they have suffered through for years, and they're looking for alternative solutions, and I don't mean to buck your design here, Gamble, but we had a client that hit us up in the DM on Instagram, and he's been watching and tracking our story. It's so cool, whenever you put forth hard work in trying to create awareness for your business, and then somebody drops a DM on you and says, "Hey Jay, I've been following your content. I really like what you're saying about less is more, siloing, sack the rack, nulls." These types of messages that we're receiving, really is registering with what we've been dealing with, or what we've seen our friends been dealing with over the years, and we don't want that type of pain. And so what you're talking about is really hitting home. So, I had a cat drop a DM over the weekend, and he's going to come visit us later on today, so we can talk about exactly that, building a new house and what can we do for him, and we'll talk about how the solutions that we have are expandable. So what budget do you have? Give me a number. Say, Jay, we got X to work with. And I'll say, all right, what are your primary locations to work with? What does mama and daddy need, to make this house tech special, on the front side? And then from there, we can expand out. And everything that we talk about, Gamble, on a weekly basis, and we're going to do a whole wrap up like you were talking about, how, what's your main focus, and then what do you want to expand upon, because you don't need to do it all up front immediately. Pre-wire, let's get that pre-wire right and get that pre-wire tight. But once we get that done and taken care of, then it's like, Wi-Fi, and then audio, and then video, streaming. What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? So love it, man. I think those are two hot ones. Home theater room, bedroom, bathroom. I think it was just fire. And for our friends that are watching, for our digital ramblers out there that tune in every week, please drop us a comment down below. Put something down below. Let us know if there's something that you'd like, a room that you'd like for us to tackle, and see what we can do for $3,000, in your space. You don't need to be in Texas. You don't need to be in London where Gamble's over at. You can be anywhere in the world, and let us, we got friends everywhere that do what we do. We care about providing good quality solutions for your home and for your space. So, man, I love it. Gamble, you got you're on the seat for Gamble Ramble. You ready to roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna come straight off. I've just been doing a survey, so it's as hot as a hot take as you can get.
All right, hot take, Mike. You ready? Here we go. Go.
Okay, so just did a survey today in Cambridge. Client that found us through the usual avenues, web, Google search, found us online, started a dialogue via email. They said they have a existing smart home system. So they've got a lighting control system, heating controls. There's a multi-room music system in place, but it's an old one. It's about 10 years old, maybe a little bit older. They're finding that the products they've got are very dated. So the user interface is horrible. They hate it. Sometimes the button doesn't work, and nothing's engraved or labeled to give them any feedback or knowledge of what it is they're pressing. There's parts of the system they're just not using. Like the audio system is that old that all it does, it pulls in an analog input for maybe from an iPod, but the 30-pin iPod connector. It's also got a left and right analog from your TV audio output when you have the red and white RCA outputs, and it also has an FM radio tuner.
What is that?
Their system stuck on 87.5, which is just noise, white noise, like static. So they're just not using the system. Now, they've got in touch with us because they're doing a bit of a remodel of their apartment, and they think it's the right time, and it is the right time. They have identified the right time to switch over to a new system, more modern, meeting all the latest technology trends and giving all the positive user experience now that is available. But the challenge I faced a little bit today, because I went to the property and met them face to face, is telling them that what they currently have, none of it is compatible. Like, you cannot salvage any of it except some of the wires. It's a complete replacement. And that even goes as far as replacing the light fittings. They had halogen light bulbs. I'm telling them they need to go LED, they need to go dimmable, they need to replace the current lighting system and put in a new lighting system that doesn't need a whole cupboard. They've got a huge cupboard full of panels of lighting dimmers. They've got the music system is a DIN rail mounted music system, if you know what that means, but we can explain that further. And it's just, guys, you have to face facts. If you're going from old smart home to new smart home, there's a very high chance that none of the previous tech is going to play any part in the future. So it's out with the old and in with the new.
Yeah, and preparing for it.
That's it.
That's cool, man. Well, hopefully, when are you going to start that?
It's a later one, so it's probably going to start in November. They're doing the work over. They're going to go away for Christmas, and they've got another property they're going to go for the winter. So I think they go to Spain or Portugal.
Cool.
So
I like that gamble ramble. That's a cool one, man. And that's going to be so I'll be checking out your Instagram like everybody else is, and that's going to be after this CDO Expo that we're going to be doing in September. So, man, like always, it's fantastic to chat with you. I love getting in the booth. I know you love sitting there in that van every week, and doing some chit chat. Mike loves coming in here and mixing and producing for us. So, man, it's good to see you.
Yeah, I keep getting parking tickets though.
Really? Is he writing you one right now?
No, he's about 2 cars away.
You better get on out of there. Burn some rubber, brother. Hey, friends.
Cool. Okay.
Hey, Digital Ramblers, thank y'all for tuning in. And for those that don't know, call a Home Tech Pro. And until next week, y'all have a great week. Every month, the Digital Ramble will receive a regular source of income from supporters who've pledged through Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, having your ongoing support means we spend less time thinking about business and more time creating quality content for you.
Customized, based in Norfolk, England, are proud sponsors of the Digital Ramble. Check out our all set up services. It's smart home installation with ease. Customize.uk.com.
If you're looking to make your basic home smart, check out digitaldelight.com/shop, where they have a variety of different smart home technology solutions that help make smart home shopping easy for you. Check out digitaldelight.com/shop.